Hi everyone, I hope you're having a lovely weekend. We have here our 7th Morning Cryptic Weekend Puzzle. We'll start by breaking down the answers of our Monday to Friday clues, and then we'll spend a bit more time on the 5 new clues in this puzzle. And let's start with our Monday clue. We had, for 8 across here, 3 letters: jovial regularly, sometimes crude. Now this was our letter selection wordplay indicator, where we've got regularly. Doesn't immediately tell us if it's even or odd letters we should be picking out, but we should be looking for a regular pattern. Almost always it's the even letters that we're picking out. And the regular pattern we're looking for is in jovial regularly. And the regular pattern is going to be O-I-L is the even letters, which gives us oil, which is sometimes crude, as our definition. Now, on Tuesday, we had, let me see if I can remember it. Now, what did we have? Face of guilty Scottish lady is transparent mostly, for 5 letters. This was 6 down. We've already got the L here. Face of guilty is where we're starting. The face of guilty is the first letter of guilty. It's face, which gives us G. Now with the L, that helps us because then we've got, in our passing, Scottish lady. And whenever you see a geographic reference, typically we've got to be thinking of that adjacent word, how it would be, how we would say it in that geographic place. And in this case, a Scottish lady is a lass. So we've got face of guilty Scottish lady is, so our definition must be transparent mostly, glass is our answer. On Wednesday, we had this one, 7 down. Greeting paramilitary force once caused sound of disapproval, for 4 letters. This was a charades cryptic clue, where we've got a 4-letter word and we've broken it up into its components. We are giving different kinds of definitions for these 2 components, and that should give us the answer. And in this case, we're passing greeting as one element and paramilitary force once as the other element. Greeting is just hi, and then paramilitary force once is telling us to think of a paramilitary force that once existed. And the 2-letter words here for that paramilitary force was the SS from Nazi Germany. We then have hiss as the answer, which is a sound of disapproval, especially if you're at a sporting ground or in a play and you're in the audience. You boo, you hiss, you jeer. That's what we're looking for there. On Thursday, we had this one here, 1 across. Serious call for attention implicates Vice-Admiral retreating, for 5 letters. Now we've got a clear abbreviation to begin with. So Vice-Admiral is almost always just abbreviated to VA. Now interestingly then, VA retreating is going to just then be AV. That gives us 2 of the 5 letters. What's interesting is that then you've got call for attention implicates AV. So we need to find a 3-letter word that means call for attention, and the AV is going to be implicated or involved in that 3-letter word. So AV is going to be in the middle here somewhere. The 3-letter word we're looking for call for attention is hey. And AV is implicated in that. That gives us heavy. Another way of thinking of if something's serious, if something's somber, something's heavy, that kind of definition. And then we had this cheeky definition on Friday. Extensive trotter is a legendary mountaineer, for 7. Another charades clue, in fact, where we've got extensive as one element and trotter as another element, and both of those together, the word will give us a legendary mountaineer. Now, the words that we're looking for extensive, something's extensive, it's big. So we're looking for that word. And then trotter, not like your foot, but, is like your foot, sorry. Not trotter as in somebody who trots around like a descriptive word. Trotter as in your foot. Sorry, I misspoke there. Which gives us Bigfoot, which is a legendary mountaineer in American folklore. Let's now turn to our additional 5 clues. And so we will start, perhaps, why not, with 9 across. Dicey exposed container keeps food frozen for 6. Now, here we've got some deletion indicators and also some substitution that needs to be going on. Dicey exposed. What this is telling us is that we've got this word dicey and it's exposed. We've almost taken off its outer letters. We've exposed, therefore, the middle letters of this word. And great, because we've got hiss, we know that it is beginning with I, and that gives us ice to start with, and then a 3-letter word for container as a substitution, and the most straightforward substitution there is box. And an ice box is that thing in a freezer, refrigerator, freezer, keeping food frozen as our definition. We then have 10 across, why not? Old sires chewed up toast slices for 8. We have an anagram clue here. We've got old sires chewed up. Right, so chewed up is our anagram indicator. We have old sires, which gives us the 8 letters altogether. A misdirect is that we've got this word old, which can sometimes even be substituted in for ex. If we went down that road, we might get caught up a little bit. Straightforwardly, old sires chewed up. And then toast slices. Well, I don't know what you had for breakfast this morning, but those are soldiers that you would dip in like a soft-boiled egg. We then have 2 down. Fashion item to give out for 4 letters. Now, fashion item, we're not talking about the total noun there. We're saying, actually, fashion item, as in the verb to fashion. And that is our anagram indicator, to fashion. And so we've got the 4 letters, and item is the fodder. And the word we're looking for there is emit, which is to give out, to emit something. For 3 down, now we've got here a crucial letter already, which is the letter X from Icebox. That's going to help us here. Repair boot with variable wrinkle remover for 5 letters. Repair boot, so repair is an anagram indicator. Again, if we're repairing boot, this 4-letter word, then that's going to, we've already got the 2 O's, and so then we've just got to figure out where to put the B and the T. Literally, it is just the B and the T. And Botox comes out as our wrinkle remover because variable is often abbreviated to the letter X, as in a variable in algebra. And so X is the letter we're looking for there. Boot anagrammed with the X. So there we go. The final clue then. 5 down, prevent orbit nearly falling into Ferdinand's outer rims for 6. Now, full marks, if you know what I mean by Ferdinand here. It is one of Uranus's moons, one of the small moons. I don't know how many moons that planet has, but Ferdinand is one of them. And so when we're talking about preventing orbits nearly falling into Ferdinand's outer rims, a few wordplay indicators going on here. Number 1, we've got orbit nearly. And so nearly is a deletion indicator. And I think last week we had a almost as a similar kind of indicator where it's saying we have a word, orbit, and it's nearly the full word. We're deleting the last letter, typically, of the word, which gives us ORBI, 4 letters there. Orbit nearly. And that's falling into, as an insertion indicator, Ferdinand's outer rims. And the outer rims of Ferdinand are, of course, the first and the last letter, F and D. So orbit nearly falling into the outer rims, so falling into the F and the D. We have the F and the D, so we've just got to finish there with the orbit nearly, and we've completed the puzzle for forbid to prevent. So there we have it for today's clue. Thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe if you enjoyed this content. We have Monday to Friday, our daily clues, which of course culminate in our weekend puzzle here. So thank you for playing along, and I'll see you then.